It's time to get your morning started with the news you need to know.
News update.
This is what's trending with DJ and PK. Hashtag NBA.
He's a big, goofy dude that just enjoys life and has fun. Obviously you see what he does basketball-wise, how he impacts the game, how he's good defensively, good in the pocket, and just a smart player. So happy, to have him on the team and, get to work.
That is the Lakers' Austin Reeves describing his new teammate, Walker Kessler. People are going to follow Kessler and wonder about what they lost, PK. I mean, it's the Lakers. Hard to ignore them. We don't usually ignore the Lakers. Or he wasn't here that long enough. He didn't play enough games, and he just kind of moves on. Like, doesn't make a big. It's not a big deal to the fan base.
I'm going to miss the big lug.
And why is that?
Because he's a big lug.
There are no medium-sized lugs or
kind
small
of a goofy
lugs.
guy, but, it depends on what they have as replacements and how well they play. If they win 55 games, you missed out, Walker. If they win 43 and are struggling and allowing teams to shoot in the high 40s, well, yeah, you could have used him, and you really miss him. You could use him either way. So I think he was here long enough and, cheered on the players when he didn't play last year. He went on road trips he didn't have to go on.
Sweet.
Man, that tells you the quality of character of our guys. Now he's a bum. He'll probably miss games even when he's healthy because he just doesn't want to go, because once you leave here, you're low quality, but when you're here, you're high quality.
Quality drops off dramatically at the state line.
All 4 points.
You hit Wendover, Mesquite, yeah, quality's dropping.
Well, you don't even have to get to Mesquite because
Myrtle.
you first get to Arizona.
The Arizona Strip.
Yeah, that is. We are on the Arizona border, not the Nevada border, at the south end, southwestern end. And so I think they have an opportunity to miss him, and I think most people liked him, so yeah, why not? I mean, he was here 4 years. They retired guys' jerseys who were here 6.
That's a true story. Walker says he's ready to run through a wall for the Lakers after being traded.
Great, he's going to get hurt again then.
$30 million contract. That probably would hurt him. Jazz sat out Darren Peterson, Cody Williams, and Ace Bailey. They beat the Bulls 80-63. Caleb Wilson led Chicago with 19 points, 8 rebounds, 5 blocks. Jazz guard Trey Alexander left on a stretcher. The 80-63 game.
It was weird. It didn't look like it was stretcher quality, but he obviously was in pain.
Yeah.
He just got bumped, it seems. Seems something you've seen a million times. I don't know what happened there, but that crazy. I mean, I don't doubt that he was hurt because he certainly looked like. First, you're thinking, the wind's knocked out of him, maybe a rib, and next thing you know, they're putting him on the thing and wheeling him out.
See if we hear later today exactly what's going on there.
Call me, would you?
Okay. Keep it dialed to the zone. I'm sure whoever gets the news will break it when it happens. Maybe it'll be us before 10. Stuff like that tends to happen about 10:05 right before we get off the air, though.
I think it's okay, though, as long as the guy's healthy. I'm not worried about us. I think we'll be all right either way.
Jazz are off tonight. Play the Spurs tomorrow night. DJ and PK.
Hashtag NFL.
He told the team that he wanted to go there, work out, see how he felt, see how he reacted, see everything that went along with being back in pads on the football field and seeing how it made him feel. Now, I don't know what he told him about that after he went through those workouts at the facility, but I really think it was just a trial method to see how his whole body reacted, how his mind reacted to being back out there.
That's ESPN's Adam Schefter talking about Aaron Donald working out with the Rams recently. He has not signed yet. There's been speculation about him coming out of retirement to play and chase one more Super Bowl for a team that was close but came up a little short against the Seahawks in the NFC title game. Obviously, they've made multiple moves to improve their defense, which was the major sticking point for them last year.
Obviously.
Baker Mayfield said he dealt with injuries throughout last season as Tampa Bay slumped to 8-9, sprained the MCL and the PCL ligaments, and had a bone bruise in his knee. Bicep tendon injuries in his throwing arm re-aggravated the bone bruise and finally suffered an AC joint injury in his shoulder. clearly expects to be healthier and win more this year. We always hear guys are playing through injuries, so that always tough. I wonder if players hear that and think, oh, that's a lot, or if players hear that and think, oh, he's talking about it, he shouldn't do it. It's not the NFL code. Just get healthy and go give it a shot next year. Everybody's got injuries. Wonder what players think when they hear that.
Well, you have to see how the body progresses during the course of the season. Compounded with what he's had, so you see how is he feeling physically, how are they, whomever he might be, they are at that point, because I think many guys are in that situation, and some are more serious than others.
Former Eagles and Jaguars coach Doug Peterson said he believes the Raiders should start Fernando Mendoza right away rather than having him sit behind veteran Kirk Cousins.
Well, if you want Fernando Mania Part 2, 45 years later, you have to.
Star athletes named Fernando. Have we just peaked? Valenzuela, Mendoza, that's it? Any other big Fernandos out there?
I'll leave it to you. You're a soccer boy.
Quarterback Terrion Arnold, who is facing multiple felony charges, has worked out for the Houston Texans. He's eligible to sign a new deal as he awaits his hearing after being cut by the Detroit Lions last month. He reportedly has garnered interest from the Jets, Seahawks, and Colts, as well as the Texans. Imagine they're all waiting to see how those charges, they get dismissed. Is he going to trial? What's going on? DJ and PK.
Hashtag Major League Baseball.
That is Jordan Walker winning the home run derby. He outslugs Kyle Schwarber. Schwarber, of course, the hometown hero. The All-Star game, All-Star week here is in Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia. But the Cardinal, Jordan Walker, already he's making like $800,000. He gets $1 million bonus for winning that. Look at him go.
He's making $799,000.
Don't round it up.
And the winner gets $1 million. The loser, second place, $5K and $500K and $150, and then $100K for the fourth place. But yeah, I watched the whole thing. Best home run derby I've ever seen.
Got sent down as recently as last year, and now he's an all-star.
Right, he's 24 years old, but so he bombed it away, spoke on the need to get more American blacks to play baseball. I think that's been a ongoing issue for 30, 40 years. It was back when I was in Los Angeles and I was covering high schools, and my assignment was LA City, which included all the South Central schools, and talked to coaches, black coaches. We used to have 50 guys come out for baseball, and by the time I left in 93, 20. I mean, it was a major issue, and we see it. The numbers reflect it, and it's sad because in the 60s and 70s and before, after they broke the color line, the American black player was an integral part, and so many of them were awesome. Hall of Fame. My father, a big fan of Monty Irvin in the for the Newark Eagles, where he grew up. So I don't know that one single thing is going to move the needle to the extent to get it back, but hopefully they have opportunities. It's so expensive with travel ball and everything these days. You see why they turn to the other sports.
Where's the next Willie Mays? Where's the next Hank Aaron? Where's the next Bob Gibson? On and on, right? Yeah.
Frank Robinson. I mean, it is, legends of the game, for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
All-Star games tonight, 5 o'clock. The game is on Fox. Philadelphia Phillies start
6.
Oh, so pregame at 5. They're going to yak for an hour and then play?
They did with the home run derby.
Said 5 o'clock. I looked it up this morning, so you could be right.
Yeah, I think the first pitch is
6 o'clock.
In the 6 o'clock hour.
Broadcast at 5. Broadcast at 5. 6 o'clock for the first pitch.
I started to watch some of the pregame.
Yeah.
Because I was out, and my daughter did the next Netflix thing, which I think it's a tragedy to have it on Netflix. That's just me. Now, my daughter, who is a technological whiz, she had it, and she had it ready to go. because I got home about 5:45.
There it is, big guy.
And
There's your baseball.
And all you had to do was hit the button.
It's go time.
I don't want to watch an hour pregame. I did watch about 15 minutes, and Barry Bonds was on the set with Pujols and Rizzo, and then I'm thinking Bonds looked like $1 million. Obviously, he's lost weight. I think it's also time to reincorporate those guys. The guys who have just been ostracized because of the steroids, and some get back and some don't. I think we should, if they want to come back. I mean, obviously Alex Rodriguez has been out there, and he's
he's done a ton of TV.
Yeah, and Bonds looked comfortable on the set. It was real. It was like a couch. It was a couch. It wasn't a podium. They had the couch down the third base line, just talking. The guy hit like 450 home runs if you take out all the steroid years. So
still a lot, yeah.
And that's 450 minus the steroids, or with minus the steroids. So if he didn't use steroids over like 6-7 years, I assume he would have hit 500. So I think he would have got 50 more.
So it's 450 before the steroid season.
Yeah.
But I think it's safe to say that he would have hit 35, even if he ends up hitting 70. I mean, a minimum.
Right.
That dude would have hit 35.
Right.
Yeah. So he might have gotten to 600 without the steroids.
Oh, conceivable. You never know with injury and whatnot.
Right.
But yeah. So come on.
The thing about the streaming is that originally, it was so inexpensive, right? It's a very inexpensive alternative to these big cable and satellite bills. But now we're getting to the point where it's like, to get all the stuff that we were getting through cable and satellite, do we have to subscribe to 8 different streaming services? And how much are the numbers going up? And in the end, are we going to end up paying even more?
Yeah.
I mean, you got to have ESPN Plus, right? They've got so much sports. Peacock's got a bunch of sports. That's the NBC service. Paramount is the CBS service. They've got a bunch of sports.
Well, I'm looking at it right now. If you want to watch
Fox,
baseball this year, your team, YouTube TV, Hulu, cable, Peacock, Apple TV, MLB TV, Netflix.
Yeah. And you didn't mention Amazon. It's got sports properties that people want to watch.
Yeah, I'm just talking baseball.
Right. You're just talking baseball only, right? But Amazon's going to be a player in this. And then you've got like a local service, which I think is where a lot of markets have to go, at least in the short run. Like you got to buy an SCG to get the Jazz and the Mammoth. So it's really, it's easy to start saying you need 7, 8, 9, 10 streaming services. I mean,
oh yeah, and
are we really
what used to be
saving any money?
Fox Sports,
right?
Because they've grandfathered me in with the Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
So that's another one. Yeah. Now I could probably pay for them if I want. Now my daughter rigged it up, and I guess you get a free trial. Yeah. And so she canceled it right after the game. I don't watch Netflix. I don't watch movies.
Right. Netflix is giving a lot of shows and movies.
Yeah.
They're just tiptoeing into sports. But it does seem like they're going to be there.
And I think it sucks for the shut-ins who look forward to that stuff each day. It's the highlight of their day because they can't go out. Their lives are at the end of their lives, and this is what they do. We see it all the time, and that it's not there. I tell the one story of my neighbor's father, his wife died, and he wanted to watch the BYU-Utah game of football, and it was on the mountain or something he didn't have. And he'd been watching BYU-Utah for years, decades.
Philly star Bryce Harper said he did not know how FanDuel would use a personalized video he made for a customer who has since accused the sportsbook in a lawsuit of taking advantage of his gambling addiction. In a statement posted on Instagram, Harper said he would not have made the video if he'd known FanDuel's intent was to use as part of a VIP promotion or the betting habits of the customer, Terry Thompson. Harper said the video request came via the platform Cameo. Put it all together. You're selling videos on Cameo, and then where does it go from there?
I have no idea about that. I checked out. I heard him talk about it. I thought, I don't have any interest in this.
DJ and PK. World Cup semifinals today and tomorrow. It is France and Spain in the first World Cup semifinal match. Watch it today. Big Fox has it in the afternoon before we go to the All-Star game in primetime.
Yeah, I know you're all hyped up on your sport, but Fox is telling us which one it values more.
World Cup set in the old game time for European primetime, too. It'll be the same thing tomorrow.
That's over there. We're here.
It is over there.
I don't care about over there. Nice try, Trevor Hoffman. Decent save, but we're Americans.
Tomorrow's game is at 1 o'clock as well. That'll be England and Argentina in the second semifinal. U.S. men's national team star Flo Balogun signed with Clutch Sports after a strong World Cup performance. It's the agency that represents LeBron James and is owned by James's business partner, Rich Paul. So we'll see where Balogun's next big deal is. Coming up, Jim Williams, longtime sports media producer, director, and executive, will join us at 8 o'clock. Thoughts on where the sports media world is going, and maybe some on our local teams as well. 9 o'clock, Brian Taylor, Real Golf Radio, the Open Championship this week. We'll get him looking ahead to the action starting Thursday. And we've got more of the Copper Rock Open Championship giveaway coming up. We'll be qualifying somebody in our next segment. DJ and PK, the question of the day is next. Stay with us.
Welcome to This is Jay Scott and Ben Anderson.
Covering the Jazz for the Deseret News, she is Sarah Todd. I don't think Jackson Hayes is the solution. Nurk, I'm not sure if he's the solution either. What do you think the Jazz do as far as center going forward?
None of that is going to be a solution long term, right? But anybody that thinks that the Jazz going into this particular season being a legitimate title contender, that's not realistic. It doesn't have to be that the Jazz have their perfect center for the timeline for this team right now. This Jazz team needs to be able to prove, as constructed, that they're able to win games. The expectation is still, you make the playoffs, you definitely need to be a play-in team like at worst. Yeah, down the road, the center position is going to need to be fortified a little bit, but that can happen over the next few years kind of as they ramp their way up through the Western Conference.
Catch Jake and Ben afternoons from 2 to 6 on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Don't miss your chance to win big every week on the KSL Sports Zone. This week, you can win tickets to see Zach Bryan at Rice-Eccles Stadium on August 7th. Listen to the KSL Sports Zone all day Wednesday for your chance to win. Question of the morning. Keyonte George says the quality of the Jazz defense will shock people. Do you believe it? Tyson, yes. People will be shocked at how bad the Jazz defense is, even when we aren't trying to tank.
Oh, I knew that. I had a thought that might be coming, and it still tickled my fancy. My funny bone got excited to hear that. Oh, I tell you, man, those guys, you got some funny people out there.
Mark, I've never bought into the rebuild being over because this team needs to learn to play defense. It's not like you flip the switch on and you become a stellar defensive team. In short, yes, I will be shocked. Mark, if you build it, I will be shocked. If you build it, they will come. They start playing better defense, they'll find better defensive players. Are they hidden on the roster? Josh says it is possible. I think Cody Williams, Ace Bailey, and Darren Peterson specifically have a lot of potential on that end. I don't expect it to all come together next season, though.
Cody, who and who?
Cody Williams, Ace Bailey, Darren Peterson.
Yeah. Well, as we've been saying, I don't anticipate Cody Williams seeing the floor a whole lot. The other two, yes. I think it's more of a mindset. What is demanded? You go back to Majerus. And I go back to him a lot because it was so influential on me that if you made not just a mistake, but a real bad mistake that they've gone over and watched film and dissected, he'll take you out. Unless you were a Van Horn caliber. He's the second pick of the draft, right?
Can't be taking out your 20-plus points a game.
So you can't spite yourself. And, we all understand that. The great, you watch the film of those documentaries that they do, and if Troy Aikman falls asleep, you wake him up. What was it, Belichick going to Parcells. Lawrence Taylor showed up 15 minutes after the meeting was scheduled. And Parcells tells Belichick when he was his coordinator, well, you should have waited to start it until he got there, and then he would have been on time. There's not one set of rules. There are some rules that everybody has to apply, and make sure you run afoul of them. But there are other things. So the point is, if Will Hardy sets the standard, Now, the other guy, no matter who he is, can't just be standing there and olay it. I'm not saying that. You're not holding your best players just free of all standards. But if Will Hardy just demands it and they have competition, not with a bunch of guys they're bringing in on 10-day contracts to see who can fill out the rest of the season, but actual competition for significant playing time, which then equals significant money and all that type of stuff, I can see them being significantly better than last year, because if the standard is such that, and Will Hardy will have to show that from day one, it's like, okay, boys, I didn't blow up a lot in the media. We all remember Masterpiece of Dog Bleep and blah, blah, blah. But now there's no reason why, if they get smoked, I don't care that somebody had a good possession. I don't care that Darren Peterson had a good possession in the third quarter or a good 3 minutes. We're not going to highlight that stuff anymore. We've all been doing it. Last week, a week ago today, when we were going on Donovan Mitchell's contract, and Tim and Jake Scott were there, and I made this statement, you guys accentuated the positive in the postgame, and they got a little harried on me. Well, we do it too. Everybody does it. That's the essence of sports talk radio. You don't want to come in and crack on your local teams all the time, because fans want to hear good stuff. We want to say good stuff. So I was criticizing the industry. It wasn't really a criticism. I was just pointing it out that the last 4 years, we tried to find positives in defeat.
The negative was so obvious.
Yeah.
People didn't need us to point out, hey, they've lost 5 in a row.
Right. We're looking for bright spots from building foundation pieces. Right. But I think that changes next year.
People want wins.
Yeah.
And the number of wins I have lowered in my brain because of Kessler. Tyson does ask, did he say that before Kessler left?
No, he said it the other night.
Right. Kessler's already gone.
What's today's Tuesday? He said it's Sunday.
Losing Kessler clearly is going to lower their ceiling as a defensive team.
On paper.
Well, that's all we've got on paper right now.
What can they do to make up for that loss?
I do like the people who are, calling out some specific players here, because obviously Peterson wasn't there. He wasn't part of it last year. Bailey was, but he's playing, limited minutes. Jaren Jackson Jr. obviously only got the 2 games, whatever it was.
I think it was 3.
Brief. Very brief. And those guys should have an impact. Now, Keyonte has not been a good defender. He drops that line. So, okay, you getting a lot better individually could really help the group. I think buried in everything you just said in there, the biggest point to underline is if there's competition for spots, well, Hardy can take out the guy who isn't producing and put the guy in who is producing defensively. Or he can at least tip the minutes that way, right? And guys may have to play, but maybe they have to play 20 minutes instead of 30.
Yeah,
Markkanen and Keyonte George are the 2 guys, the whole spite yourself, you got to play your best players. Those are guys you're going to be out there. You're going to be out there a pretty good chunk of time, probably. How good a defender are you going to be? I think the other guys, it's easier to see how it could work. I mean, it could work for those 2. I just think the questions are bigger for those 2. Well, and then you got Nurkic in the center position. They're going to be ham and egging that. So how many minutes does Nurkic get? Other guys might be, more athletic. Or not might be, are more athletic. And a lot of it's position. Tim will come in and tell you it's presentation. I don't call out
individuals, though, because I don't think individuals win you games.
When guys get subbed out and we know they just got beat 3 times, people are getting called out whether we say it or not. But I think to your point, when it becomes a team attitude and guys are holding each other accountable and you don't want to be embarrassed in front of your peers, it is an individual thing. The rising tide lifts all boats, And it is hard work defending. And do people want to do the hard work when they're just going to take us out and sit us in the fourth quarter and tank the game anyway? I mean, it does undercut your motivation. It'd be great to say every possession matters and then coach does whatever he does. But realistically, you're thinking, why am I killing myself out here in the second quarter? They're going to submarine this game in the third or fourth quarter anyway.
literally more than half the time, they were already sitting and not even sitting up.
Right, yeah. They couldn't even be held responsible for the numbers and never played anyway.
This is where Hardy really sets the standard. What are you going to demand? Not what are you going to request. What are you going to demand?
How are you going to reward people with playing time?
There's not a player out there who can't get better, and I don't care what aspect. And this is the opportunity to show it. I mean, if they want to be serious, then they have to put up resistance. I don't even think they need to be a great defensive team. I think they have to put up resistance. And I'm not so worried about what's going to happen in the winter months. It's the postseason, man. What happened to the Knicks in December? I have no idea, nor do I care. But I can tell you what happened to them in June. And you can argue, well, the habits. I understand all that. But, so much of the season is guys trying to give their all when they only have about 80% to give. They're gassed. They're tired. They're sick. Their legs are feeling like concrete because they're playing so many games. But all that's off the table in the postseason, and you can go ahead and show what you can do. And the thing that I like about George is that he's presented such a phenomenal sense of self-awareness that he knows. He said it in the interview. We're going to be, and I'm not quoting verbatim here, but essentially a prolific offensive team because there's so many guys that have such high-level skill, and that's where they got to where they are, right? So that shouldn't be an issue. They could have two guys, their two main guys, can be off. The shots aren't falling that particular night. And we could be thinking, well, so what? They got four other guys that shots are falling. And it's probably not going to be many situations where six guys, there might be a few, that six guys can't buy a bucket that night, right? Because they got so much skill spread across every position. And with that in mind, that they're going to be fine there. So what type of effort do they need? Do they need to be a lockdown, which I don't think exists anyway, or do they need to be a top 10? If they're a top 10 defensive team, then 50 games are on the table.
But that's regular season. You don't care about regular season?
Well, I don't care about it once we get to the postseason. I don't think at that point
you let it go.
It doesn't matter.
You're seated where you're seated. You
Right.
play who you play, and then you can worry about those 4 to 7 games.
Right. And so, but I want to see some
Back to your
progression
habits.
establishing what you just said.
Back to the habits matter, and
Yeah.
and it will probably be a progression realistically.
This is what we do.
It'd be awesome to wave the magic wand, and then Keyonte comes out, and he's just right from the first game.
But we're not going to go up and down based on every game. But that's what we do in the postseason because everything is magnified 1,000 times.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you have a level of standard that Will Hardy has established, then that's what I want to see. And then everybody increases their intensity in the postseason. The 10th seed play-in team, everybody does it, right? And so then I want to see even more so where possessions matter, games matter, little things matter far more than they do in the regular season. You can see it, man. There's not this big feeling out process. A 10, 15-point lead in the first quarter is the most useless thing ever to worry about in the regular season.
A lot of possessions to go.
Yeah, and guys are just sort of feeling it. And the league, the setup of the schedule basically requires it, so I don't get worked up like, oh, man, he did not bust it. I don't think anybody busted every single game for however many games they play in the regular season. But in the postseason, absolutely, yeah. So I want to see some basic parameters to be established. And what will we do? And I think that you can see that, 25 games in, assuming there aren't a bunch of rash of injuries. Or, for this team, they may make a significant trade at the deadline. Who knows? Or before the deadline. I don't know that there's guys out there that can really make a difference. It seems like these are their guys. But the good thing about it is even Nurkic, I don't need triple doubles out of him anymore.
No. The ball was in his hands so much,
Right.
but that's going to be different because it's 4. Depending on the lineup they run out, there'll be 3 or 4 skilled offensive players on the floor with him.
I need him to concentrate on rebounding, boxing out, so your man doesn't get the board, and at least slide a little bit to put up some resistance. You've got a massive body, and you're not going to be a Mark Eaton all of a sudden blocking 6 shots a game. It's just not who you are. I understand, but can you do things that weren't necessarily required of you? You've only been in the Jazz system for 1 year. Seems to me he could do some more stuff and have some energy distributed in areas that he didn't have to or need to or was required to last year. And then we'll see about the other 2 guys with, was it Bamba and Hayes? What can they offer? I'm not sure. I don't know.
I think Hayes can offer it. To what level will be interesting. But if he can't offer it, I don't think he's in the league for his offensive game. He's in his league for his size and his hustle and his ability to move and his effort.
Yeah, but you can't guarantee me he's going to get 10 minutes a game.
Back to your point, they've got multiple big guys and who produces and who gets rewarded.
So if you're not playing 10 minutes a game, you're not doing anything. And 10 minutes is not that much.
It is not.
So I'm not counting on him in terms of, I'm pretty certain he can do this, this, and this. He may never see the floor. He may just be a garbage time player. So I have no idea what he can do with this team and what they're trying to accomplish.
Greg says the defense was dramatically, all caps, dramatically improved during the games with JJ. So, yes, I think it'll be much better.
Man, I'm struggling to remember those games.
I saw his comment, so I went and looked it up, and one of the games was Sacramento, so low bar, but it was good numbers in that game. Sacramento shot 34% and 21 from 3. So
yeah, were they playing their 4th game and 5th nights?
Right.
When you just give me these raw stats and expect me to extrapolate facts out of them, I'm going to reject them every time. I just don't understand why you do that.
The other game was against Miami.
And now you're going to give me stats on that game.
And it was similar. So,
and fortunately, because I said similar, you backed away from giving me stats.
Well, I don't have them right in front of me, but I can call them up.
I don't want you to.
Well, now I want to because you told me I shouldn't. So
you can do it, just don't say it on the air. You can do whatever you want. I don't care. But expecting me to act like there are things I can put in cement because it's a raw stat, no. Call lock, and you two can just go on for the next 10 hours on that Miami game.
42% from the floor and 28 from 3. And they won both those games.
He does it anyway.
Yep, I did. I told you I was going to. And they won both those games.
But I told you not to.
I don't care.
I have just as much say in this show as you do.
You're right.
The early days are gone.
You're right.
I'm not asking for approval or validation.
Well, you got it anyway.
I'm stating fact.
You're getting lots of stuff anyway. I don't know what the third game was. He's listed his 3-game stats, but they aren't in his...
Don't worry about it, big dog.
No, I'm going to worry about it. I'm going to go to NBA reference. I'm going to find that.
Should he worry about Yak? Be the arbiter. Should he worry about it?
No.
There we go.
Don't. Spare us all. No, this is...
okay, so to the bigger question, Jaren Jackson Jr., how much better
he
does
was
he
a
make
defensive
everybody?
player of the year, right?
He's defensive player of the year.
Okay, so that alone means something.
He's a 6'10 guy. He's behind him. Now he's got to be out
and
on
I
the three-point line.
And I think when Keyonte says people are going to be shocked, that's one of the things. Because he knows we didn't see him last year. And only dopes like you would look up the 3 games and try to draw some, like, this is the way it's going to be. But he's been working out with the guy for weeks. And so he knows. He sees it. The self-awareness that guy has shown, now when he says something, I'm going to give it power. I'm going to give it credence until I see otherwise. Because the stuff that he says, what is he, 23 years old?
23 going on 33.
Is that how old he is?
I think it is.
Yeah,
I have to look it up.
Right, exactly.
You're giving me a lot to look
what
up
you
there.
say.
23 going on 33.
Yeah.
I know.
He just speaks like he's been in the league for 10
years. And the thing
years.
is, some guys are just always like that, and he was not 20 years going on 30.
Nor he should have been.
He was 20 going on 20.
Right.
But all of a sudden,
yeah,
he's talking like a vet.
Right.
So the quality,
and a leader.
So he says the quality of the Jazz defense will shock people.
Uh-huh.
To what level? Like if they're in the top half of the league, because they've literally been the worst team in the league. And there's different metrics, and you can move it around. Maybe
he
you can
knows
get him to
that, too.
28. He does, right? So are we shocked if they're in the top half of the league, top third, top quarter, top 5? Like how
top
good?
5, wow.
I know, but see, that was shocked. Top 5,
I'd
wow.
be shocked.
You're shocked.
Yeah.
So he didn't put something, there's no objective, which, it's the summer. There doesn't need to be.
There's no metric to
Yeah, there's no
measure by.
metric to judge what he's suggesting here.
Uh-huh.
Just like it's going to be so good, you're really going to be surprised. And given who they have, getting to the middle of the league, while it would be good progress, wouldn't be shocking. You're adding the defensive player, a guy who's been the defensive player of the year, who's in his prime.
I can buy
You're
what you're
adding
saying.
a rookie who has something to prove coming into the league, has this massive wingspan. He's got pretty good size and a massive wingspan on top of it.
Yeah,
Peterson's athletic. And he can defend. We know Ace Bailey should be able to defend at a high level. So they definitely got some things. They got basically 2 new guys and the third guy who was a rookie playing part-time figuring it out, who didn't have good guys around him.
Right. If you're going to go with
Defensively.
cornrows, you better be a good defender.
Which brings us to the curly hair, sitting on the sideline, well manicured dude who you didn't
Jerry
like
curl?
seeing sitting. Jerry Curl sitting in street clothes, looking like he doesn't have a care in the world. Why should he?
Amen.
I'm not going to get hurt tonight. I got no stress.
And he's making $50 million. He loves the outdoors.
And he loves the outdoors. He loves being in Utah. I mean,
He goes to hockey games.
We'd be mad at him if he didn't like his life. Are we going to be mad at him because he does like his life? Could you mix in some wins? And he's like, I don't know. Can you mix in having them let me play? So now it's all there. All that's behind us. So now, is he marketing in some situations may not have to take the better, more dangerous player because Jackson maybe can, right? Are they on the court together?
Depends on matchups and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there are a lot of things there, to build around. And the one thing that we all could embrace was Kessler at the rim cleaning stuff up because we'd seen it. That dude can block shots.
Psst, I have a secret that's about to seriously upgrade your downtime. Mistplay is always running these massive sweepstakes, from major cash prizes to top brand bundles to thousands of dollars in gift cards for Amazon, Visa, Target, and more. You just play your favorite mobile games, earn points, and you cash out those points for entries. Mistplay is 100% free. No deposit, no subscription, no hidden fees. Download Mistplay today and start winning.
He can get somewhere pretty quickly and use his height and length and block a shot you don't think he can get to. And then the defense knows it, and then they're not driving, and shots are getting changed, or they're just launching some 3 they can't make because they don't think they can get inside. And they're not going to have that. So it's hard to sit here and think, it's going to be awesome. But back to your earlier point.
Understood.
Keyonte is there for whatever pickup games they've got, 2-on-2, 3-on-3, 5-on, whatever the guys are doing, shirts versus skins, whatever it is.
They do that at that level? Shirts versus skins like they do at the
Sure,
park?
why not?
Back in the day.
Well, don't they have like the jerseys you can
They
turn
do
them
have
inside out?
reversibles.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, at least they're not punching each other like certain.
Put on the penny. All right, well, something to mull over. Keyonte George threw it out there.
I think we should have a shirts and skins basketball game among the staff. And you be skins. Well, you think you're a big weight loss, dude. This is your chance to show it off.
Nice. I retired. So did you. So did you, though. Go out there. Not about the weight loss, about the Achilles.
Okay, then let's do a calendar.
The calendar nobody wants to see.
We'll raise money.
The men of the KSL Sports
We're
Zone.
going to need bigger buns.
Jake, Tim, Ben, Scotty G got some bad news. We made an executive decision this morning. All right, Jim Williams, longtime sports media producer, director, and executive, coming up at 8 o'clock. We will talk with him. Brian Taylor, Real Golf Radio, at 9 o'clock. You want to do a Copper Rock qualifier now? Yeah. We'll do it right now. Copper Rock Open Championship giveaway. Caller 12 right now, 801-575-ZONE. Pick up the phone dial. 12th caller will be assigned a golfer, either one of the top 25, maybe the field. The winner will win a Copper Rock branded polo, outerwear piece, hat, and a $100 gift card. This will give you a serious rooting interest in the Open Championship. Brought up to you yesterday, PK. You don't have to golf. You're getting a bunch of gear. You're getting a bunch of clothing. You get a $100 gas gift card. Don't even need to golf. Good prizes. It's all brought to you by Copper Rock, where the pros play.
3, 2, 1. This is Scotty G and Coach Tim LeComb.
Nobody cares about the score. Washington did beat the Jazz 92-88. A.J. DeBonsa, his first game in Summer League, had some moments. Darren Peterson still put up the points, but not quite at the level and quite the efficiency that we saw in the 2 games in Salt Lake City. So everybody out there is like, oh, A.J. won that head-to-head battle.
You've got to remove loyalty, which is hard to do. And I think in this case, there's a lot of people that are torn in this valley because, one guy, AJ, played here locally, and then obviously Darren being picked. So I just actually sat back like a coach would sit back, and I watched it, and I think what AJ showed is what AJ can do. Basically, on one end, AJ was kind of being AJ, and on the other end, Washington was hell-bent on not even letting him get a catch.
Catch Scotty G and Coach weekdays from 10 to 2. Presented by Mountain Land Supply on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
KSL Sports Zone at Beehive Meals are honoring people that impact youth sports in our communities. Nominate the youth sports and volunteer for the Beehive Meals Hero of the Week at KSLSports.com/contest. And listen every Thursday afternoon to Jake and Ben for the winner. It's the Beehive Meals Hero of the Week. Congress is voting on making daylight savings time permanent. What is your choice? Oh, this could have a direct impact on sports here, PK. How long do you have light for golf? How long do you have light for youth sports? How's this going to work?
Oh, when you first said that, I thought you said, how long do you have life?
No, light for.
Because you've been trying to bury me for a while now.
Bury yourself. Greg says daylight savings time in the summer, standard time in the winter. Keep it the way it's been.
I know, but they're talking about not doing that, making
no,
a change.
He didn't want it. Michael, no time changes for Pete's sake. Pick one or the other and stick to it like super glue. He doesn't want the spring forward, fall back thing.
It is confusing. I had a roommate in college. I still keep in touch with him. He lives in California now. Mm-hmm. Apparently, I used to bug him because he brings it up occasionally. Yeah, you just plug the clock in the wall, and that's it. You never change it because Arizona does not change time. Mm-hmm. And I used to just chide him on that, apparently, just for the sake of riding him, because he'll bring it up. Yeah, you used to always say that, man. Just plug the clock, put the clock in the wall, and that's it. You never have to worry about it. Because now you had to worry about, okay, like Monday Night Football, it would start at 2 different times then during the course of the year.
I get it. Yeah. Because you're the equivalent of Pacific time or Mountain time, depending on the time of year.
And then, even to my sisters, my parents, I long since gave up.
When your sisters are still befuddled and confused, trying to figure out what time it is when they call you?
Yeah, right. And that's inexcusable. But my parents is like, well, just forget it. They got to, like, at least if they're on the hour, I'll accept it and I can work with them.
As long as we're that close, we're good.
Yeah, but once you start getting to the half hour, then. But yeah, they never ever got it down because this time of year they're an hour behind us, and then when we change clocks, then we're the same time.
Cameron wants permanent standard time so the sun comes up before 9 a.m. in the winter. Doesn't like darkness in the early morning in the winter.
Well, yeah, but you trade it the other way.
That doesn't matter to Cameron.
I can remember as a kid, and Vegas has this too. I don't know why. Vegas in the winter is like 3:30. 4 o'clock. It is gone. They have no business being on Pacific time. Nevada, the entire state, obviously. Mm-hmm. And I went down to Palm Springs in December, this last December. And you had to make sure that you didn't play golf as close to the Western Mountains as possible because it would start getting dark at 3:30 because the sun would go behind
the sun
the
goes
mountain.
behind the mountains. Yeah.
Right. And depending on the temperature that day, it's way colder. And you may run out of daylight so stinking early. Whereas in the winter, nobody's playing golf at 7:30, 8 o'clock. So I lean toward going toward the daylight time. And I can remember as a kid, too, back east. Mm-hmm. It just, man, the winters and the darkness is way longer. I really think that's why I got into baseball so much, is because I wanted to be outside. And you're a kid and you're cooped up.
Got all that energy and nowhere to blow off that steam.
Yeah. And, I did sledding, but you can do that every day, where you can run around. When spring came, as a kid, man, I was so excited. Then I moved to Arizona, it's not nearly as big. And then I moved to California, it's not nearly as big a deal, right? Mm-hmm. Obviously.
Yeah.
And then here, as an adult, it's not near as big. But when I lived in New Jersey, man, I just was so just frustrated. It was so cold for so long, so dark, that when spring finally came, it was just a beautiful thing.
Matt says keep daylight savings time. We don't want the sun up at 4:30 in the morning and down at 7:30 during the summer.
It is cool to have light so long.
Don says we tried permanent daylight savings time back in 1976, and everyone hated it. It was dark until 9 a.m. in the winter, and walking to school in the dark got a lot of children killed. So there's a whole safety aspect to it.
An epidemic of children getting killed?
Yeah, that's what Don says.
I don't remember.
There was one case here, and it was used in the argument. Somebody got hit walking. A kid got hit walking to West High, and there was a fatality, and that became an issue here. That was probably 10 years ago. I don't remember the daylight savings time back in 1976. Did we try it permanently as a country or as a state? I don't know. I don't even know. Maybe I don't have any recollection of that happening.
I don't ever remember setting clocks as a kid.
Matt, don't care if we change the clocks fall and spring. We can leave it how it is. Just don't go to standard times. Summer's too short to be going in at 8 o'clock because it's dark. Some of us work till 5:30 or 6, and we like some summer nights.
Well, why do you have to go in?
Because it's dark. You can't see what he's doing, whatever he's doing. I don't know what he's doing.
Well, I didn't think you knew what he was doing.
Yeah. That's why you have to go in, though. Because he's doing something he can't do anymore.
Can't you just turn on a light?
You ever play golf under the lights? Does that work for you?
I have had par 3 courses in Arizona.
Yeah.
And
there was one in Santa Barbara.
I did play par 3s when I was a kid. And one time a guy hopped the fence and we got in a fight and he punched me in the head. And I called my father and we came down and we went looking for him because that's what Jersey people do.
You find him?
No.
Yeah.
Luckily, there would have been a fatality.
Why did he punch you in the head?
He probably didn't like me.
You don't want to get into why, huh?
I don't remember. He drove by, and I was with some other guys, and words were exchanged.
Yeah.
And he punched me in the head. Yeah. And I went Tiger with my 2-iron. Or I guess Elon with my 2-iron. Yeah.
I knew what you meant.
Yeah. Who has kids by a former BYU basketball player.
Now we can go to break. The story's complete.
Look it up.
DJ PK.
Three kids, I think.
It's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.